I'm Beth Leavel, and I'm lucky enough to be starring in Baby It's You at the Broadhurst Theater, and I'm here at the fantastic Broadway.com studios, and I am ready to answer your questions, so bring it. I could really write a book about that. Usually a lot of them involve when people go up or they forget their lines and the other actors having to go around the block to try to get the scene back together again. But the funniest one I remember was a show I was doing in California, and the actress came on to continue her scene with me, and her dresser said that her eyebrows were too light. And so in the dark, my friend put a lot of eyeliner on her eyebrows, and she came out looking like Groucho Marx. And the rest of us tried to do a very dramatic scene with her looking like Groucho Marx, and we literally had to turn around. It was the most unprofessional I've ever been in my life. I feel bad about that. Jamie, that's a very good question. I knew the Shirelles, but they were kind of right before me. I was more like the Monkees and the Beatles. That was kind of my generation. But my brother graduated high school in 1960, and I was the mascot. That's right, I was the mascot at the high school, and he had a lot of 45s, and he had some Shirelle songs. So I knew who they were, but I had no idea their contribution to rock and roll and how they were the first girl group. They set the ground for everyone else. They set the bar. So the Supremes were able to happen, and the Spice Girls, I think everything because of the Shirelles. So they're fascinating. And they were these 4 girls in Passaic, New Jersey at high school. So it's a really cool story. And it's a cool story telling it 8 times a week. Thanks, Robin. Both. Right before you go to Radio City for the Tony night, you have a luncheon, and during this luncheon, all the nominees are asked to think about their speech, make it personal, make it entertaining, and you have 60 seconds. So the director was saying now, if you're lucky enough, they will say your name. By the time they say your name, by the time you get up to the podium, you have 60 seconds. So I know all of us were so paranoid to be sure that we had everything that we wanted to say for this once-in-a-lifetime moment in 60 seconds. So I wrote down on a little piece of paper that had Drowsy Chaperone the four or five people that I could not forget to thank. And I didn't look at it, but it made me feel better knowing it was there, and the rest of it I completely pulled out my butt in front of how many people? Good choice. I was kind of out of my body that night, but it was really fun. It was fun. Thanks. Vicki, my favorite Shirelle song kind of changes every night. Today, my favorite Shirelle song is Mama Said There'll Be Days Like This. Yesterday, my favorite Shirelle song was Big John. The day before, my favorite Shirelle song was dedicated to the one I love. I think I need to get their records and just play them. Or listen to the CD of the Baby It's You cast album that's going to be coming out pretty soon. Really, Jess? Really? My number one guilty pleasure, I have several, but my number one guilty pleasure is American Idol. I am so addicted to it. I'm really addicted to it. So yeah, that, and I probably Chardonnay. Sorry. Don't drink if you're young. That was great. I don't know how many people get an opportunity to do an original production and then do the revival of it. Makes me feel really old. But one of the amazing things about doing the original one was David Merrick, who, look him up if you don't know who he is. He was this eccentric, brilliant producer. And we moved from the St. James Theater to, from the Majestic Theater to the St. James, because this little show named Phantom of the Opera was coming in. And Mr. Merrick was a genius at promotion and show business. And to publicize that move from us going from one theater to the other, there's this number in 42nd Street called We're in the Money. We all dressed up in our We're in the Money suits, or costumes as we call it in the theater. They closed 45th Street, 44th Street, and they put the dimes across the street, and we tap danced all the way across the street with all these New Yorkers looking at us, and we did the whole number. It was such a New York moment. Well, I need a second to think about that. Patricia, let me see. One of my singing, okay, all right. I have so many singing idols, but I would really like to share the stage with James Taylor and sing one of his ballads. Whew, that would be great. But I have so many singing idols. I mean, I'd like to be like the front person in like a rock band for a minute too. If maybe they would just move over and let Mima come down center and sing a little rock and roll, maybe a little R&B. I'm really kind of into that now. And I would be a backup singer for like Aretha Franklin. Just in the back, humming and swaying, supporting her. Thanks, Jordan. The first thing I did, seriously, was I burst into tears. I was lying in bed, just trying not to give it any power, but knowing that it's happening. And then my husband came up to me and came through the door and had tears in his eyes, and he said, "Congratulations." He said, "You were nominated, and my best pal Danny Burston was nominated," and I just and I cried for a while. And then I started answering the phone, and that was a really special day. It is a competitive industry, Nicole. It really is. But I always believe in my heart of hearts that if I am the best person for the role, then I will be cast. If I'm not the best person, or I can't bring, or what I can bring to the role will not serve that role, then somebody else needs to do it. But believe me, I've been disappointed. It's like, oh darn, why didn't I get that role? There was a couple of auditions right after Crazy for You that I wish I'd been a better dancer, maybe I would have gotten the role, and you do get disappointed, but I always know that my role is waiting for me. I just have to wait for that perfect match, that perfect marriage. Like, you know, I waited for Drowsy, I waited for Baby It's You, I waited for Elf. And it's worth it. It's worth it. You never know what role is waiting for you. So if I lose one, I know one's going to be around the corner. Yes. Who answered? Yes. I would love to. I've done Miss Hannigan 3 times. And sadly, it's a very perfect fit. I misbehave so well when I play Miss Hannigan. So I would love to do it. Little girls, everywhere I turn, I can see them. I'm terrible. I'm so bad at being good, at being bad. So they can call me. Just call me. Oh, Stephen. That's such a difficult question. It's like, who would I want to sing with? But who would I want to spend, living or dead? Today, you know, I'd like to have dinner with Michelle Obama. I think she's really cool, and I would like to pick her brain for a while and just, you know, sit around and kind of chill with Michelle. How's it going? How's your husband? How are the kids? She could ask me a couple of questions about Drowsy Chaperone or Baby It's You. Just saying. I have so many great memories about moving up here. It was scary for a while, only because it was scary exciting, because I didn't know what I was going to do. One of my first great memories is getting that first call from my agent that I actually had gotten, and said that I had booked a job a really good job. And I thought, wow, okay, I guess I'm supposed to be here. Let the games begin. That was really cool. And then I got a paycheck for acting and singing and misbehaving on stage. That was cool too. Molly, that's a very good question. It's tough because part of me wants to say like lobster and shellfish, but I think, I'm not sure how good that would be for me. So I would have to say variation on every potato chip known to man. Not sugar, but just like potato chips. I really, really like potato chips. A lot. I ask for so little. Just a few chips. Just some potato chips with lobster. Potato chips. I don't know. Sounds really good right now. I'm gonna have to get some chips. Right now, that's what I'm gonna have for dinner. Thanks. Thank you for those questions. They were great. Now I'm gonna be thinking about them the rest of the night. Like who would I want to do a duet with, and who would I want to have dinner with, alive or dead? So now I'm thinking of all these other people. So I'll answer that next time. But thank you so much for your questions. And I will see you at Baby It's You. Say hi. Thanks.